What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of our Pokemon TCG Pocket, and in today's episode, guys, this is probably the last one before the new mini set comes out. I'm recording this about a week ahead, honestly, so I mean it could be delayed, but what I am bringing for you guys today is a Mismagius EX deck. Now, this deck, like I said with the Lucario deck, Mismagius feels like it's a good secondary attacker for somebody. Mew and Azelf kind of feel like the new fighting toolbox, but for psychic types. And honestly, at the moment, Farfetch'd is just a placeholder. There really isn't... You could add you could add 4 more Pokemon to this slot and it'd be really good. I was trying to find 2 Stage Evolutions that I felt good about. Or 1 Stage Evolutions that I felt good about in the Psychic types, and I just didn't find one. And so I ended up settling with Farfetch'd and just going for fast, quick damage. But realistically, you'd be looking for a 2 Stage Evolution that can hit really hard, and kind of go from there. You can even drop 1 Azelf, play 1 Azelf, 1 Mew. And then you would have even more space, right? You could play 2 Stage Evolution if you really wanted to, but you need to find something that has a little bit low energy commitment and actually is capable of going first. At the current moment, like I said, I think this deck feels like it's a good... It has the support tools to be really good, but it doesn't have the finisher that you really want in this game. So, Confusion is interesting, right? It's a coin flip to be confused or not. So there is that as disruption. You know, we saw this with Wigglytuff EX in the last set. You know, the cards that give you a chance to win when you're really down and out. You know, electric types have paralysis from Dedenne, right? Like, so there's different things like that. Azelf is basically fighting type Hitmonlee. Is basically a psychic type version of Hitmonlee that really makes it effective to run 2 Cyruses versus running damage that way. And similar to Gallade in a sense from our Gallade video, where Hitmonlee puts a little bit of chip damage onto things from you and Mismagius to get KOs that they otherwise just have no shot at getting. Farfetch'd is just quick, fast damage. This deck is really lacking power, and so Farfetch'd ended up feeling like the best play to me. You could switch to Kangaskhan, but again, I like the 1 retreat cost. And then we're playing the promo Misdreavus because it does just confuse right away, and it sort of kind of directly becomes the Dedenne for you in a pinch. 1x speed fixes your leads if you have a bad lead. Honestly, at the moment, use the only real lead that you're not really happy about having. Everything else you can sort of kind of tolerate. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, pretty standard. We're playing 1 Communication. In 1 Stage Evolution decks, I still think it's perfectly fine to be playing Communication. Cape is kind of helped out with a Farfetch'd lead or an Azelf lead kind of deal. Even Mew makes it 150 on it, which was not bad. We're playing 2 Giovanni in this. Giovanni is again to help with the damage output that I think the deck is just kind of lacking. And of course, we don't really need to run Sabrina because we're running so many Pokemon that hit hard fast that you should be able to do some sort of chip. So that's sort of kind of what we're rocking out with today. Let me know if there's anything you would change in the deck. I looked at so many things. I looked at Gardevoir, but then I was like, 2 Stage Evolution, I'm not really getting the damage out of it. I looked at Alakazam, but I was like, Alakazam is pretty frail itself, and that... And again, the other issue with this is that you don't want to have your whole lineup weak to the same typing, especially in the Darkrai meta. So, at the moment, this needs work. I fully admit it, but at the moment, I think it's one of the better alternatives to trying to figure out Mewtwo. So, anyways, that's the deck today. Let's get into some battles and see what we can do with it. So, opponent's been found. We're playing a level 49. They're almost at level cap. I wonder if they're gonna raise that. It's actually something they need to raise. I want to keep getting Pokegold when I level up. And now at level 50, I need to get more than 1 Pokegold. Okay, we're playing Electric Energy first. We're actually gonna get a Misdreavus right into a Mismagius. Excuse me. However, the only asterisk to that is that we're going first, and so that's a little bit of a problem. Our opponent's playing Magnemite first. Almost my entire bench, almost my entire lineup is basic. So Pokeball kind of seems like something that I'd want second normally. Okay, so Farfetch'd here and a Azelf. Honestly, I'm gonna end my turn like that. My opponent shouldn't be able to knock me out. I am going to try to confuse them. And I'm gonna need to... Yeah, because they're not gonna be able to knock me out even the next hit. So I guess I go for the confusion, although they can't evolve and completely boycott it. So there is that. But okay, I do get X speed, which actually is tempting, honestly. I don't think I need Farfetch in this matchup, that's for sure. But Azelf feels useful. I'm probably going to want a second. Do I let something get sacked, or do I just try to go for something that moves? I guess I do this. And... we'll do this. They'll only be able to do 20 damage next turn, and I can live with that. So we're gonna just end our turn like that. I wasn't doing damage regardless, so it's kind of just is what it is. Okay, so they're playing the Magneton on this one. They're gonna let this Magneton go down. They are gonna be able to do 60 damage. They might actually have to evolve to do 100 and whatever. Mew is not great in this particular spot either. So I guess I'm gonna play Farfetch'd. And I'm gonna play this Mew down. I need to start getting the Mew active, but I also need to be a little bit aggressive. So if I get a KO, I get that. I think what I actually need to do is go Farfetch'd here, do this, and my opponent's gonna pick up a KO anyways, so I'm not gonna put the cape onto that. So I'm just gonna Leap Slap here. We'll do 40. And at least I put you in Azelf range. And you're a Cyrus target. But I also need to find a way to pressure this Magneton. Okay, well they're just gonna come in and get a KO here. So 60 damage. Actually, they're gonna Cyrus to get this. They're going to probably evolve now. Yep. And that sucks because there is nothing I can do here. That's just a 2-pointer. That's tough. Have to go Farfetch'd. I don't have to care about the Magnemite. Put energy here. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna put the cape onto this Mew. Do I go for the KO? 90? Actually, I think I do. Because Mew doesn't get a KO here. So 50 here. Keeps that even if you heal with 1 potion, that Mew can still go after Magnezone. I do give up a KO here, and I really just lose, but yeah. That was like literally the only play I could make, so that kind of sucks. Real tough first game. Honestly, in that situation, I was trying to play it like I had unlimited lives. Because there really was no way around that. So, because yeah, I could have switched out to Mew, but I was still a turn behind, and yeah. Okay, next game. Next game, let's see what we can do. Okay, Steel Energy here. Far-fetched lead feels a little better. So we're going first, which is unfortunate. This deck still doesn't really go first very well. We're gonna be able to do 30 or 40, sorry. Azelf on the bench is kind of nice. Okay, we get a Giovanni and an Azelf, so I'm gonna play the Azelf. We're just gonna end our turn. I'm gonna try to just do 50 to this Dialga right away. Yep. Okay, Lickitung game. Rocky Helmet onto Dialga. Okay, so because of that, I could X-Speed and just start going for the Licky Licky. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. It lets me pivot at least a little bit here. So I can Psychic Arrows this Lickitung. And this Dialga is still gonna be able to do what it wants to do. Unfortunately, like there's not really much I can do that way, but one more hit on this Licky Licky and you can't evolve it. I do. Okay, there's 160 right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it forward. It still needs 2 energy. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna Cyrus. So I kind of slow down the Dialga a little bit. I'm gonna switch to Farfetch'd. Hit you with this Leak Slap. And you're kind of stuck unless you have Leaf. I mean, you're still gonna do 1,000,000 damage to me next turn, but I can maybe kind of stall some of this out. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play Mew. Get an energy onto you. I'm gonna Giovanni here. It's not really proper, but I want to Leak Slap and try to get you in range of something. Not getting him as Misdreavus here is also a bit of a problem, but I probably shouldn't have played the second Farfetch'd, but I don't want anything else coming in. I made them slow build a Licky Licky, and they still got it before I ever got anything. So there's Rocky Helmet. They're going to do 7,000 damage to this Farfetch'd. But I don't really have a choice. Yep. Don't really have a choice. I do need to stall out another turn. I'm gonna just put that out. And then the real question is, what do I want to do? I think it's gotta be Misdreavus into this. Let the Azelf go down. Go to Mismagius. Pick up a KO with 70. They're hard switching, but that's not gonna matter. Oh, it is gonna matter. I also am an energy short on all of this at the end of all of it as well. What are you doing, my guy? Okay, that's a ton of switching just to be able to do that, honestly. Like, I mean, I guess my opponent gets to do that for whatever they want to do. whatever. Honestly, it doesn't change my game plan out of that. Go to Misdreavus into Mismagius and put the energy on. I Cyrus the Licky Licky. And I make this a 2-2 game. And my opponent will only be able to do 50 damage. Rocky Helmet here, they'll do 20 damage here. But at least I made a game of it. I'm going to have to put energy on the Mew. Depending on what my opponent does here, if they have Dawn, in theory they could go for 100 damage right now. If second Dialga, they're going to try to set up. So, I think they're going to try to switch, right? So, I have two options out of this. I need to actually land the confusion and hit it. There isn't a path forward for me that confusion doesn't work. So I need to confuse you, and then I need you to kind of just not know what to do. But you're confused, you're gonna flip a coin. If you get tails, technically I have a shot because you were dumb and stayed in. I don't think they're gonna do that though. They are. Okay, if they get tails, we win. Okay, so I did everything I could in that situation, honestly, but wait, they still threw. You had to go for the heavy slam there. All right, I'll take it. You know what? I put myself in a position that I could win. They had to mess up, and they did. Honestly, not mad at it. They had to go for the actual strong move. They had to go for that 100 power move. The fact that they didn't means they didn't read the game, because it was 2-2. You needed the KO, you would have won. And if you were gonna predict the tails, you should have switched. I don't feel bad about that loss. I don't feel bad about that win. Honestly, like, we put ourselves in a position that they had to assess the situation properly, and they didn't. Because I had a win con. I was switching into Mew and doing 100 and... I was doing 100. Okay. Farfetch'd lead. We're going first again. We have not gone second this entire time. We're playing this Magnemite... Oh, ew. Okay. We get Mismagius into Misdreavus right away, though, too. I don't really want to be playing Farfetch'd because we're playing an electric matchup. Yeah, that's effectively how I feel about that. I can get to 160 HP, but tough sledding here. You're gonna do 40. So I do get KO'd next turn. We're gonna just set up this Mismagius as best we can. Yeah, this is what we need to do. And we're just ending our turn like that. If my opponent evolves, I'm already kind of screwed. Because Magneton lives the hit. And I don't have Giovanni in hand. They're not evolving though, which means that I think they're gonna try to play the Shinx game, which I am okay with. So this is a game that honestly, I mean, if we're gonna get advantage over all these 2-stage evolutions kicking around, we have a shot. I certainly don't want to be playing that Mew on the bench though, so we're gonna just chill. I'm actually gonna communicate away the Mew actually, because I don't think that it's super valuable in this game. And I get another Mismagius. So we're gonna Magical Delusion. Okay. I believe that we still... How much HP does Luxio have? Clearly not enough. Oh, it has 90. Okay, so it does live a Mismagius hit. If you have Luxray, it doesn't really matter, but you gave me a free point here. Okay. So they're banking on having to live a hit next turn. I do get Azelf. We will play Azelf. And I guess I'm gonna collect my second KO here. And then if you have Luxray, you can pick up a KO on Azelf. You're not picking one up on Mismagius, but I could have also misplayed this. It is totally possible that I have. I guess if you have Volkner, it doesn't matter, right? So you have to attack the Lux. You have to attack the EX. Yeah. You have to attack the EX. But on the flip side of it, there is a world where I confuse you, you can switch, but now you're kind of at Cyrus range, sort of, just a little bit under Cyrus range. Yeah, there's Volkner, but now you have to hit a coin flip, and I was losing this game regardless. So, you know, I'm giving myself a chance. Flip tails, flip heads, and that's GG to my opponent. Yeah, tough one. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, Mismagius is not a cleaner upper of games. It is a last-ditch effort, fairly low energy cost for the chance to do what Wigglytuff could do, right? So we need to figure out a sweeper for this, and like a real one. Mew can be a one of and be effective, but it's tough because you're already running 2 EXs, which makes you very weak to Cyrus. You don't have a ton of bulky options. Like, I guess you could run double Mew and then run Bunny Expeditioner and try to have some extra bulk that way. But it feels so bad to do that. We're finally going second in the game. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're finally going second in the game, which is okay. Okay, back-to-back Magnemite. They just need to be able to play one more Magnemite, and they have a Magneton. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna just play this way. Cape and Communication. I'm gonna play the Cape here, because Cape, even on this, is still a 2-shot. Leak Slap. And if my opponent, for some reason, some miracle, misplays everything horribly, there's a world that we can do something. Be a threat somehow. Going second does give us a little bit of hope though, but yeah, there's a magic. Yeah, they're just prepping to be able to one-shot here. They're gonna give us one Magnemite. They're gonna be able to attack for 60. So they're gonna be able to knock this. They actually ran double potion to get that healed up. What? That's a real shame. That is a real shame. What do we do here? I guess I'm just Leak Slapping. I still don't pick up a KO even with one. Yeah. Alright. So this Magnezone's gonna be set up, and I'm not gonna be able to really stop it, which is a bit of a problem. The fact that they're now not running Darkrai in them anymore, apparently today, is a bit of a problem. Yeah, 130 right away, and just blow me back. Mismagius, it is time for you to come through. I don't need to Giovanni here. I don't need to Giovanni. I do get Cyrus, I do get Mew. Well, Mew is still not very helpful in this particular event. So we are gonna just do this. I need a Confusion. Otherwise, I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay, so they can attack for 110. I really need them to get a tail. There we go. Okay. So Tails at least puts me back in the game, sort of. I guess at this point I'm playing Mew. There really isn't another, like, offensive threat that I have. So we just Magical Delusion here. And unfortunately, this is only 1 point. So my opponent's gonna come out probably with Druddigon in the lead. I am gonna take away their Magnemite from them. I am going to go for Cyrus next turn. And then at the very least, they're running Dark Energy too, so they do have a Darkrai. I don't know that you should be running, because you can play Magnemite without the use of... Okay. In this situation, I feel like they're gonna Sabrina. Okay, they're gonna slow me down. That's fine. Actually, it's not even gonna matter, honestly. I am just going to be okay with that and Cyrus this right now. Because it's 20. Like, I still got it. So, and I have a second Cyrus. Not that I even want this thing to get chipped, but I am kind of in an awkward spot, but nothing should be able to do 130 damage in 2 turns. And if I can Genome Hack for 90, that's better than anything that I currently have. And I can Giovanni. So I think this is game. Somehow my opponent never got a Darkrai out, which is wild. Okay. Time to call game. Time to call game right now. Genome hacking. Giovanni. Dragon Claw for 100 and boom, GG's. GG's after a tough first game. Honestly, even a tough second game. we do pick up a nice W here. So, that kind of highlights how to use the deck. It's not the greatest, like I said. It is missing a finisher, but I think it has the tools to be effective. Farfetch is honestly a placeholder in this deck. I don't think it's actually like a primary focus or something that you should be worried about switching out. And even the Giovanni's, right? If you get a real attacker in there, Farfetched and Giovanni's equal what your stage 1 sweeper is gonna be, right? So, and even further to that, right? Like you could drop one Azelf and have another slot. So, and then you could even drop the X speed if you needed to. You could drop Cape. You could drop one of the Cyruses, right? Like, so there's a couple things that you can do here. But overall, that is how to play Mismagius. If there is something that you are doing different with Magius, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I think what we're gonna do, if the set does come out tomorrow, which is like the Friday the 28th, if a set comes out that day, I am going to stream opening packs on the Saturday the 1st. So if that all comes together, perfect. If not, is what it is, be how it be. But I will see you guys regardless the next one.